Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. Today we have Monza in the rain with the Audi GT3. I think Audi, Lambo and Porsche will be really strong this week on PRS, on the wet. Track conditions very wet, 50% use. Yeah, you can check. Really don't know what settings to test on the rain. It's a bit confusing so far, so really I don't have anything standard to test, but we believe this will be kind of the conditions we will find this week. So it's more than a hot lap, it's more showing the lines you have to take on the wet, very important. So let's see with the lap. 1.8 could be a bit better, could be worse. I think it's pretty competitive. I did 3 laps in a row. Yeah, when once I got a good lap, I just stopped for do the tutorial. But I already tried the setup in long run. Is mostly the same. Maybe if the track starts to dry out, gets a bit difficult to drive. But it is hard to find what setup to put, because if it's very wet, the car understeers a lot. If it's getting dry, the car oversteers. So let's see during the week, maybe I have to do some change, because maybe if the track conditions are getting way more dry than this, probably the car will be hard to drive, so maybe you need to put more wing. But yeah, it's more about the hot lap. Let's go, main straight. By the way, tire pressures, well, it's full tank. I don't know if you can see the tank here or yes or not. Yeah, well, I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it's my third lap of the run with VRS fuel. So let's go with the lap. First thing, avoid the white line. So as you see, I steer a bit to the right to go between, because on the left there is big paddles, like I will show you now. So you really don't want to brake next to these paddles here. Whoa. So I think the better line is this one I'm taking, but be very careful, don't touch the white line or your car will spin, or if you touch it on the brakes you will go to the bin. So yeah, on the start will be a big meme. So be aware, if you are in the outside you need to brake like 100 meters earlier or even more. Is insanely, you really cannot brake over here or really on the inside. So turn 1, if you are side by side with someone, just be very careful. You see, I'm from subtly not touching the white lines. And for brake, I use a bit after the 200 meters, earlier than this bush. So this is more or less my braking point when it's wet. When it's getting very, very dry, I start to brake almost here. So just this is my braking point for turn 1. Better from the cockpit, but yeah, I have a look to the 200 meter signal, and as soon as I pass it, I start to brake, not too hard. I move slightly to the left, as you see, when I go out of the white line, but not too much, just trying to avoid all this wet part, so just be very careful. First gear pretty late and straight. This car is very easy to lock up. Cut over the curves. You will get understeer over the curve, but still faster. And the second, very important, this throttle. Here, this helps a lot the rotation to the car. Here, look how much rotates. So when you land out of the curve, your car is a lot very straight and you can go back to the throttle very early. This throttle I put over the curve helps a lot, so just try to do that when you are on the second apex. Press a bit of throttle. My first cut, I can cut even more, but well, I miss out a bit the corner. And here, once you are here, this throttle very important. Helps a lot the rotation. Look how much my car steers. It's using this curve to help the rotation. Bam. So when I go exit of the curve, my car is very straight. On the exit, try to don't go, depends on what it is, but try to don't go too much to the outside. Even I went quite a lot, but still okay traction. But yeah, try to exit a bit on the inside. For sure not touching the curve or the white line. Flat out. Don't put too much steering input here. You will get a bit of understeer, it's fine, just don't force the car. Don't scrap the speed. Slightly white line. Next corner, I brake between, once I pass the 200 meters, more or less. It's like the first corner. This corner, very difficult. Don't go too much to the outside or you will go straight. I'm already kind of on the limit. As you see how much space I leave here to the rubber line. If you brake on this line, you will go straight and you will wanna lock up, and yeah, you won't be able to stop the car. I'm already on the limit. As you see, again, I'm braking more on the inside when I start my braking, but I'm leaving a lot of gap to the rubber line. Cut. You see, when you touch the curve, you will get understeer. It's fine. Even I lose a bit of time here. This corner is very difficult. It's the hardest one for me. Just, yeah. As you see, I am on the middle of the track. I don't see any improvement going to the right. Just stop the car first here. Cut the curve. Second curve, the same. First gear, release the throttle over the curve to don't get to don't spin the car too much. Just press a little bit on the exit. A bit of onboard, but more or less is the line you take on the drive. You see, I'm very on the inside already, slowing down the car a lot. First gear, and now it's just be gentle with the throttle and here, I touched the curve and I lost the speed. I lost almost like a 10, half 10, because I went a bit wide. So don't do this for sure. Here was my mistake. As you see, I track out a bit on this exit here. So the next corner, the right hander got compromised. So I went wide here. Bit of mistake from me. Next one. This one's very difficult where you brake. We're gonna brake here on the racing line, where is the rubber, so it's so easy to lock up and go straight. For me, downward, go brake on the inside. On these kinds of corners, you just need to be very careful on the brakes. You see, I'm pressing 20%, 25. Very late downshift, and keep the car without touch the paddle. I'm very patient. You get here understeer mid corner with this setup, so you need to be patient with the throttle. This setup just rotates a lot with the throttle. You need to control a lot the throttle. So first, you see how long I take in put second gear. If not, you lose the car. And now, from this stage, it's just control the throttle all the way. All the way, be patient. This setup rotates a lot with the throttle. You just be patient, feel the rotation, and when your car starts to be straight, you can start to open. It's so easy to go wide on this corner, like it's a lot of understeer mid corner. So just use the throttle. Wait, bam. Next corner the same, very easy to lock up because we're braking on the rubber line. So brake early, not too much. I brake hard to say, but after the 150 is just find a place where you are kind of comfortable to don't lock up. As you see, throttle brake, almost no brake. And again the same. Don't touch the paddle on the exit and be patient on the throttle to help the rotation of the car before you go flat out. Bam. I will put from outside. You can brake a bit on the inside to avoid these kind of paddles, but for me it's slower. But yeah, it's a bit tricky because if you brake too hard, you're gonna lock up and you're gonna lose a bit the car. So you need to be really smooth with the brakes. You can touch a little bit the curve there if it's very late. Our next one, Ascari. Pretty tricky corner also. This one I brake on the inside, as you see. I leave the gap on the rubber till I slow down the car, and later I start to steer slightly to the right. And at the end of the corner I'm on the curve to get a good angle. So just don't brake, start your braking more on the middle of the track and go moving to the right. And avoid the puddles here. You can touch it a little bit. No end of the world. And this one is the trickiest one. Tricky. Here or you go around on this one. Well, let me show first this one from the cockpit. I got a bit of wiggle here on the entry. When I put second gear. As you see, I'm touching a little bit of the paddle. This way my car got a bit loose. But it's still not end of the world. But yeah, mainly you need to avoid the inside here. A little bit of gap. And right there. Over this one the same. This one you need to leave like a bit of gap and play a lot with the throttle, as you see. All the way playing with the throttle, lifting, going back. So with the lift you have the rotation. Yes, with this setup you can play a lot with the throttle on the car. And prepare the next corner. As you see, even if it's wet, you can still going a lot into the inside. The important is prepare the exit for the back straight. Second gear. And here you have to cut. And keep the throttle all the way. And when you land, still control the throttle all the way. Even here I went wide. This is not off track. I don't know why, but it's not off track. I usually try to don't go over the curve because you get wheel spin, but depends the lap. It's very hard to do it clean. But yeah, second gear and now just playing with the throttle. Prepare the car for cut this curve a little bit. You see here when I went wide. So here I'm losing my traction, I have to lift my throttle. So I guess ideally it's better just don't go over it, but this is what it is. It's a small mistake. The important is that, for me at least, I try different lines and try to go around this paddle here, but it's pretty slow. Over here it's very sleepy, just the car stops, so you need to cut here. You have to aim to put your inside wheels over here and control a lot the throttle. Just practice a bit this, but it's the best way for me to do it. And back to the main straight. Whoa. I brake a bit earlier than the green AstroTurf. I leave a bit of space to avoid this paddle. You see, try to don't touch this. Just not too much. Just you see, I'm trying just to don't touch too much the paddle. Third gear, and again playing with the throttle all the way. Look, you need to be smooth with the throttle on this setup, but this is how you go fast. Like, helps the rotation a lot. You see from on board. Just again braking very smooth and don't go over the paddle on the inside and just try to get a good exit. And this is the lap. Remember, the guys who has the setup, telemetry files are on the Discord. Yeah, my game crashed totally, got close. Okay, great. You have here the labs to compare with yourself, the setup, checking everything is legit, everything you want to, whatever you want. That's all. Probably here we can see, wait, where is it? Oh, I'm lost. That's the streamer here. Wait. You see, in my other lap, I wanted to show. I didn't went over the curve here. Yeah. This is what I mean. Anyway, thank you for watching. I don't want to make the video too long. Hope helps a little bit the wet lines. See you soon. Thank you for watching.